Hello, this is Fitness Support, and today we are going to know about a HR module in detail. The HR module or the Human Resources module deals up with uh, employees and all the employees of your institution. So whenever there is a problem related to human resource module is the one where you need to stop by from the dashboard. So first of all, we would be logging into the system. And to access the human resource module, you need to go up to this human resources icon on the dashboard. On going to the human resources icon, you would face a human resources home page, and like any other module, we need to start up with the settings part first. So we would be clicking upon settings here, and on clicking upon settings, you are directed to a page where all the things are to be added up here. So we would be going in detail about each of the categories, each of the settings that are to be done prior to using the HR module itself. Add employee category. On clicking upon add employee category, you can create a category of employees in your institution. So let us say that you have a different category called hostel staff, lab staff, mess staff and all. So you can always create a category here itself. So let us say that if I want to create a category to then this is the way how I would be creating it. Again, having created the category, now it's time to move upon to the position. So the category that we have created, like the hostel staff, library staff, would have a different position into it. The position can be, when it comes to the category of teaching staff, the position can be junior teacher, senior teacher, lecturer, professor, and so on. So you can create a position in the category mentioned. So let us say that if you have selected the category called hostel staff, and the name of the position that you have put up is caretaker. So on clicking upon to this position of caretaker has been created in the hostel staff category. Then comes the employee department. In employee department, you need to add which department that a particular employee can belong to. Supposingly, in an institution, we can have departments like academics, hostel, and then again with respect to the subjects, we can have departments like physics, chemistry, biology, and so on. So if you want to create a department, you can just add the name of the department here, insert the department code upon in this field, and here you go to create your department with the desired department code. Then comes the employee grade. Again, when there are employees, you need to have some kind of grades for a particular employee. So these grades are to be set based upon the priority of each of the employees, and the maximum periods for which, or the maximum classes for which this person will be available will be taken into account while we are about to create a grade in the settings part. So let us say that if I want to create something called grade 1, so what I need to do is just click upon grade 1 here. Just click upon the name, type upon the name as grade 1, set the priority as 1, maximum period per day is 2, and the maximum period per week is up to 10. So this is how the grades can be set up. Then comes the add payroll category. It's very important for the HR module to have something related to the payroll category of the employees. So whenever it comes to the payroll category, you can create a common payroll category for all the employees, and whenever you need to give some special bonuses or special deductions for a particular employee, then that can be done by going to the profile of each of the employees. So let us say that you have this category called festival leave, and the percentage of what the festival leave would be. Let us say that the festival leave that I have selected up would be 10% of the basic pay, and it's not a deduction, so this part would be left unchecked. So on clicking upon the create button, we have created a festival leave bonus, a festival leave earning which is 10% of the basic pay. So next time whenever you enter the basic pay, the festival leave would be calculated of its own. Similarly, you can create a number of earnings and deductions for the payroll category of your employees. Then comes the add bank detail. You would always like to have your bank details of your employee in a field of your own. So all you need to do is just create your bank fee details with the name here, and on clicking upon the create button, the active bank fields would be shown up in the list here. This is how you need to add the bank details. Then comes the add additional detail. Supposing, let us say that you have a list of additional details which are not available in Fedina. So you need to create your own additional details like the passport number, Aadhaar card, medical history, overtime. These details are very specific to your institution and would be of great use to you if you create an additional details based upon the region or based upon the demands of the institution. So whenever you want to create an additional detail, you can do this by clicking upon the name here like additional details, and then you can put a text box or text area for that, and go upon create a select box and checkbox. Moreover, some of the basic additional details would be something like the passport, the Aadhaar card memory, the medical history, overtime, and so on. So this was all about the settings part of HR module. Now we would moving upon to the next part of HR, that is the employee management. To know about employee management, just click upon employee management, which would redirect you to a page where you have two links called the employee admission and the employee subject association. So we would be first plunging upon the employee admission first of all. So this is the way how we need to admit an employee in an institution. So as we have used the auto incremented employee admission number, so we would always have an auto incremented value of the previous employees admission number. So we need to fill up the rest of the details. Now let us say that we are employee has a name called Syam and date of birth are to be entered. Please note that all the fields that you are able to see here are the mandatory ones. The mandatory ones that you are able to see are marked as the asterisk. So these fields are to be filled up anyhow to proceed with the admission. But we would always recommend you to select to use all the other fields so that you can have a clear and better picture of the employee in the profile. So we have filled up some grades and position of employees. Then if you want, you can fill up the rest of the fields like the biometric ID, use of photo, nationality and all, blood group. And now having filled up all of the things, you can click upon save and proceed to proceed on to the next step. The step 2 of employee admission would ask you the employee's address and the contact details. So you need to fill up all the details, click upon save and proceed to proceed on the next step. The bank details that you have added up in the add bank detail of HR settings would be asked up here, like the bank account number and bank name. This would only be visible if you have added this as bank details in the HR settings. Next comes the step 4. So in step 4 you can see that only the additional details are asked. So only those additional details that we have created apart from the one that are already available in Farina will be showing up here. So this step 4 of your employee admission is the customized version of your institution. So whenever you would like to have some more additional details, you can edit the additional uh, fields first of all, and these fields can be entered up whenever we are putting up a employee admission. Then on clicking upon this bank details, next comes the most important part of uh, use of employee admission, that is the setting up of the user privileges. So we are almost sure that all the employees that are in our institution are not teachers. So we have a set of privileges who have set of tasks that are assigned to a particular employee. So instead of giving the whole privilege to all of the employees, we have divided the privileges kind of thing into various fragments. Let us say that a person who is in charge of library needs to have only librarian privilege, so that he or she can have a complete grip upon this library plugin. Similarly, a person who is in charge of the examination control can have examination control, enter result and view result. So only those persons who are assigned their works who are assigned a particular set of privileges will be able to see that particular items. So having filled up this privileges part, we will be proceeding up to select the reporting manager of this particular employee. To select the reporting manager, we need to just go upon reporting manager as Surya, and to select reporting manager, all you need to do is just type upon the name of the person here and click it. So this would be coming up in the selected manager part here. Once it is selected here, you can click upon the save and proceed button to proceed on the next step. So the next step is about creating up of the payroll of this particular newly admitted employee. So let us say that the basic pay of the employee is 12,000. So having done the settings in the payroll settings which comes under HR settings, in this particular example, what we have done is all the categories except from the basic pay are related to basic pay itself. So something is 10%, something is 20%. Similarly, so whenever we enter the basic pay of a particular employee, the rest of the things will be calculated automatically. Just clicking upon any of the field would give you the value of what all the other allowances and what all the other deductions are about. So on clicking upon this, the procedure of admitting an employee has been finished up. You would be able to see that complete profile of the employee details that you have entered for this particular employee. This is all about entering details of employee one by one. If you want to enter the details of the employee all at a bulk, so you can also do so by clicking upon using the custom import plugin of an employee admission model for it. Then comes the once we have set up the employee admission, then comes the employee management's employee subject association. In employee subject association, what we do is we map a particular batch with a particular subject, the employer being the bridge in between. Let us say that to throw more light on this thing, I would like to say give an example where I'm selecting a batch UKGB 2013 with the subject called maths. So whenever I'm selecting maths, I get a list of all the assigned teachers. Supposingly, if I want to add some more teachers, or at a fresh, when you would be starting this as a fresh, you will be able to find the list. So all you need to do is just go up onto the particular department here and click the department name and see the list of persons who are to be assigned and who all can be assigned. So on clicking upon to the assign or delete button, that particular employee will be assigned or deleted respectively. So this is how the employee subject association is done. So once this thing is done, only those persons who are assigned for a particular subject would be coming up while we would be creating a timetable for the employees. Then comes the employee leave management. The employee leave management link, as the name suggests, leads up and deals up with the attendance or the leave of the employees. So we would be starting up by clicking upon the add leave types. On add leave types, you can see what all leave types can be added to this particular institution. Supposingly your institution has something like the casual leave, which can have a leave code of CL, then the maximum leave count and enable carry forward are to be entered. Maximum leave count are the leave that are allotted for casual leave. Moreover, the period for which this casual leave can be activated can be monitored in the reset settings. So let us say that if you have casual leave of 25 per year, then you can select the period as 12 months in the leave reset settings and have maximum leave count as 25 for the time being. Then comes the enable carry forward. In enable carry forward, whenever you tick up this, your leave should be carried forward to the next period. So supposingly if a person has 25 leaves and he has opted only 5 of them, the rest of the remaining 20 leaves should be carried to the next period of casual leaves. So this is how the leave types are to be maintained. Then comes the attendance register. In attendance register, as the name suggests, this is the register which deals up with the employees' attendance. It's similar to the attendance of the students that we take up in the student attendance part. So on clicking upon this, you would get a calendar kind of thing where you can enter the absence of a particular employee here. So let us say that if you want to mark the teacher Swagatika as absent for the current date, you can just click upon this particular shell as it shows the teacher, name of the teacher and the today's date here. So you can select the leave type from which he can be allotted a leave and type the name of the leave. Type the name of the reason for which she or he has been absent. So this would complete the process of marking a particular teacher as absent. The teacher can also apply for a leave, and whenever the leave is applied by the reporting manager, those particular dates would be marked as absent for this particular person. So this was all about the leave and attendance type. Next comes the attendance report. In attendance report, you would always like to have a report of all your employees where you can monitor the number of absence that they have made for a particular leave type. So as we have marked Swagatika CL, so you can see that Swagatika CL has been deducted by 1 and the rest of the parts like EL and other things are 00. and the total number of leaves that she has taken is counted as 1 right now. So this is all about the reports part of employees. Now next comes the bigger thing, the reset leave part. In reset leave part we have the 4 links like the leave reset settings, reset all, department reset and individual reset. The leave reset settings is simple as all we need to do in the leave reset settings is just make a or set a reset period. So if the CL that you have chosen or any kind of leaves that you have chosen had to be restricted for a particular time frame, let us say that the 25 days leave in casual leaves that was created are to be used for only for a whole year, then the leave reset period can be put it up here as 12 months. But whenever your school or institution follows a rule where you have a quarterly renewal of all the CLs, then you can just use upon you can just enter 4, which would mean that every 4 months the leave will be reset. Moreover, if you want to have an enable automatic reset kind of thing, then you can also do so, which would automatically reset the leave types of all the employees. So this was all about the reset leave settings. Then comes the department reset and the individual reset. The leave settings can be reset department wise or the individually also. If you want to reset the leave settings, you can just go to the particular department here, enter the name of the department and the employees to which the settings are required. So once this is done, the leave types will be changed accordingly for those employees. So this is how you can deal up with the reset of all the employees. So this was all about the employee leave management. Next comes the bigger thing in HR management, the creation of payslip. We would be looking upon to the payslip at a later part. Next we would be seeing upon the employee. First of all, we would be seeing upon the employee search. In employee search, all we need to do is, if we want to search the details of an employee, we can just write the name of the employee here, and on seeing the name we are given up a list of all the possible matches that are available in the database, and on clicking up onto this we are redirected to a page where we can see the profile of the employee. So this is how the employee details can work up. Next, and we have a thing called the advanced search, where you can just have a random search of all the employees in the way that you have desired for. Let us say that if you want to select the employees of list of all the employees who have the blood group B positive, so if you have such kind of persons available, then that would be available in the list. Then as we can see that here we have 4 persons who have this B positive blood group, and moreover if you want to have a PDF report of the same, and you can also do so. Such interesting reports can also be generated by exploring the other parts of the advanced search. Then comes the create payslip and the employee payslip. Supposing if you want to view the employee payslip of a particular department, you can just go upon this department, tap the name of the month, August 2013, and view it. This would create a list of all the employees whose salary has been approved, and what all net salary a particular employee gets can be viewed up by using this department wise payslip feature. Next comes the big thing, the HR create payslip. Whenever we want to create a payslip in the institution, we need to just go upon create payslip, and you will be redirected to a page where you can see 4 links, that the select employee, registered employee, one-click payslip generator, and one-click payslip revert. On clicking upon select employee, you can select the particular employee and generate the payslip of that particular employee only. Let us say that if you want to create the payslip of this particular person called Stella, you can create so by using, so these things are to be filled up automatically as they are not connected with the uh, basic pay. So you need to create a new category. For if you want to create a new category like loss of pay and all, then you can also click upon add new category and add the name and the amount and specify whether it's a deduction or an earning. If it's a deduction, you need to check upon this particular box here, and if it's an earning, you can just go upon you can go with skipping this part. So if you want to create this, you can create, just a second, you need to write some amount for it. Let us say loss of pay, and the amount is moreover at later period of time. But before creation of the payslip, if you want to delete the created category, you can just go upon and create and delete the created category. So now if you want to create the payslip for this particular employee, just hitting the create button would create the salary slip of this particular person. So this is how the salary slip is to be created. But please remember that the once the salary slip is generated, it's like the person who's in charge of HR has only applied for a salary slip of this for this particular employee. The person who's in charge of finance, who can be the same as admin, or a person who takes care of the finance of your finance details of your institution, can see this. So he can view the pay slips of the particular employees, and he has the power to select or deselect, or in a better way we can put it as he can approve or reject the payslip of the employees. Supposingly, as the person who is in charge of HR has put up a payslip of a certain amount of payslip for this particular person, then it is the person who is in charge of the HR part, who is in charge of the finance, can approve or reject it. In case he rejects it, he need to put a reason for the rejection, and the thing would always be available in the rejected employee list. So let us say that the proposed payslip for Ms. Stella has been rejected, then that would be available in the rejected employee payslip here. So this is how the payslip can be changed or can be used up. So as we can see that in HR create payslip, we have this option called rejected employee. So all the details of the person, or all the list of all the persons whose payslip has been rejected by the person who's in charge of finance, can be seen here itself. So as we have rejected the payslip of Stella right now, so Stella's name would be coming up when we click upon the academic share. So this Stella comes up as the payslip was not up to mark as per the person who is in charge of finance. The reason for the rejection can be seen here, like add other list as specified by the person who is in charge of finance. So this was all about the creation of payslip. But if you want to have a quick payslip generator for all the employees. You can just go upon one click, use the one click payslip generator here and click go. So this would create the payslips of all the employees in your institution for the particular date. You would get a notification whenever the salary date has been created. You will get a notification saying the salary slip generated for the month. Employees whose salary was generated manually, their salary slip was not generated by this process. More next comes whenever this thing has been finished up. Now the person who is in charge of HR has been relieved up. So the person who is in charge of the finance payslip comes into play here. So he can approve the payslip of all the employees here. He can even reject the payslip of all the employees here also. So on clicking upon payslip, so you get an option called one click approve payslip. So now you need to select the month for which the payslip is to be generated, and on clicking upon approve, the whatever the payslips of all the employees would be, those would be generated automatically. So now today, as for today, the transaction has been done. This thing can also be visible in the transactions part for today. So if I want to display the report of all the transactions done for today, that would be coming up as a part of salary here. So this was all about the processing of payslip from the HR part and a bit from the finance part. And this completes today's webinar on HR management.